First scary story. 7 hanged. This terribly scary story took place in Japan, where teenagers decided to spend time in an old abandoned school. It was avoided as it was haunted. 8 young guys agreed to have a party. 4 girls and 4 guys gathered in the evening at one guy's house and had a lot of fun. When it was past midnight, they began to entertain themselves by telling horror stories. The guys decided to try new sensations, to spend the night in a place with ghosts, to scare each other in an unknown room. There were rumors about an abandoned school on the outskirts of the city, about the curse of this building, which is haunted. The teenagers didn't believe in evil powers. They wanted to scare each other and tickle each other's nerves. And this school was the place to do it. One guy had a car and they drove it to the school. School children decided to go around the school in pairs. Each pair will walk around the building in pairs, and then, meeting, will tell about their feelings. The first pair goes first. When they come back, they tell what they saw. Then another pair, and so on in turn until everyone has gone around the school. The first 2 girls went to the building, but 20 minutes passed and they didn't come back. Then the second couple went, a guy and a girl. Half an hour went by and those were gone. The guys sat in the car and began to suspect that they had decided to play a prank on them. It had been an hour since the first couple left. 2 guys of the third couple went looking for them. As time passed, they didn't show up. The last couple left in the car, the girl and the guy. They were scared out of their wits. The girl started crying. The guy calmed her down. "I'll go find them. If I'm not there in 30 minutes, call the police." The girl was left alone and wiped her tears. Time passed and, desperate, she got behind the wheel and drove to the police station. The girl arrived at the school already with the police officers. First searching the building, they found no trace of the teenagers. Going around the school, they saw the door to the gymnasium open on the side. Going inside the gym, it was empty, and there was a dead silence in the air. But when they entered the locker room, they saw a horrible picture. All 7 of them were hanging. They all appeared to be hanged. The girl was questioned at the station, but she swore there had been no suicide plot. It was a wicked joke, a walk through the old school. A month later the police dropped the case. They failed to prove the murder of the school children. The story was published in a Japanese newspaper, explaining it was general hysteria, and the police claimed a plot by the teenagers to commit suicide. After that, no one from the city goes near that school at night. Second scary story. Am I the only one who sees strange stains on people? Terrible story. The first time it happened at school, in the history class, which was the 5th lesson that day. Our teacher, Natalia Vladimirovna, names changed, a little late as usual, entered the classroom, put all her things on the table, slowly sat down on a chair and turned to us. At that moment I almost fell off my chair when I saw her face. There was a strange, huge stain all over Natalia V's head, dark brown. No, more like the color of a slightly rotted orange. The stain was about to dry on her head and neck. Natalia V started to take out her study materials from her bag, as if she didn't have any strange colored stain on her face. My surprise, which had turned into hysterical laughter, had already faded into anxiety, and I glanced around the class to see how they were reacting to the stain. I was sitting alone in the back of the desk, and my friend Vladik was sitting right in front of me. I texted him. "Do you see it?" "What is it?" he asked. "You know, the huge stain on her face?" said I. "Are you serious?" he said. "There's nothing on her face. I think you should rest." Here I went into myself until the end of the lesson, sat in thought. Maybe it's just an illusion, a game of light, maybe my friends were joking with me. As soon as the bell rang I left the classroom, washed my face with cold water from the faucet and went home. All night I couldn't figure out if I was going crazy. I only fell asleep in the morning. When I got to school the next day, I saw everyone standing in the hallway. The principal had gathered all the staff and students. I joined my class. After 3 minutes, the principal informed us that Natalia V had died from being hit in the face with a bat during the night. It was a routine robbery that had escalated to death. I began to realize that the stain that had been on her face the day before was the marks from the blow with the bat. There was mourning that day and everyone went home. When I got home, I was in panic again. This panic increased 100 times when my dad came home and he had the same dark orange stain on his chest. The next day he was gone. An accident at work. While backing up, he was hit by a truck. 3 days later, I saw a stain on my neck.